Hi there. Now, are you an author or a narrator thinking of releasing an audiobook on Audible? Are you wondering if you should allow them exclusive rights to your audiobook? I'm Andy Stevenson, and in this video I'll reveal the pros and cons of giving Audible exclusivity so that you're in a better position to come to the right conclusion for you. And stick with me to the end of the video because as a bonus, I'll tell you how you can switch from an existing exclusive Audible arrangement to a non-exclusive one, should you decide to do so. So, Audible is owned by Amazon and is recognised as the largest and most high-profile audiobook distribution platform, holding a significant market share, particularly in the US, with over 63%. And therefore, it is obviously in your interests as an author or a narrator to have your audiobooks on sale through them. Now, Audible offers both an exclusive arrangement with them, where you are restricted to selling your audiobook only on their platform, or a non-exclusive arrangement, where you can sell it anywhere else you please. So, what are those pros and cons? And by the way, you don't need to keep notes because I will summarise the key points of this video in the notes to this video below. So here are the broad terms of the exclusive arrangement with Audible. You'll get a royalty of 40% of the price Amazon sells your audiobook for. But if you're an author and you had your audiobook produced under Audible's royalty share arrangement, which means that you didn't have to pay the narrator a production fee, then you'll share that 40% with the narrator, leaving you with 20% of the sale price each. Now, if you decide to go non-exclusive, as the rights holder or author, you'll receive just 25% royalties, but there is no royalty share arrangement allowed in this instance, so as an author or rights holder, you will keep all of the 25%, but you would have paid the narrator a production fee for their work, which means you will have departed with a chunk of money up front before you started getting any sales. If the audiobook sells well, you'll be happy as the author, raking in your royalties, but if you're a narrator, you will miss out on what could have been some healthy royalty payments. But if the audiobook doesn't sell well, as a narrator, you'll be glad you have paid your production fee. With the exclusive arrangement, there are promotional codes available. A promotional code is a free code that you can send to people, allowing them to download the audiobook free of charge without needing to take out an Audible subscription. The purpose of these is to build up some early momentum through reviews and ratings for your audiobook. So, promo codes are handy to have, but they won't earn you any money given that it means a free audiobook for someone. You are allocated a minimum of 50 promo codes and, depending on your audiobook going on to reach 100 sales and 10 ratings, up to 100 promotional codes in total. But with the non-exclusive arrangement, you won't get any promo codes, so your ability to promote the audiobook through compiling lots of hopefully favourable reviews will be compromised. Now, if you're going to go non-exclusive, perhaps the most popular alternative option to Audible is Findaway Voices, which is owned by Spotify. They don't yet have the market share of Audible, but they're catching up. Their model is to make your audiobook available through numerous, currently around 40, different online audiobook retail platforms, including Spotify. On Audible, your audiobook will be available for sale for at least 7 years, whether or not you have opted for the exclusivity terms with them. But with Findaway, it's 10 years, but it will depend on individual retailers as to whether they continue to list your audiobook or even list it in the first place. It is certainly not a given that all 40 retailers will do so. But with non-exclusive, you can sell your audiobook anywhere else you wish without restriction, while still having it available through Audible, albeit at a lower royalty rate. The other interesting difference between Audible and Findaway is that you can set the sell price of your audiobook and control when you want to make a special price offer, and for how much, and for how long. With Audible, they set the retail price. They may run a promotion involving your audiobook, and of course if the price is reduced, then your share of the royalties will be lower, the same percentage but a lower amount that you'll receive. Although because it is a promotion, the audiobook might sell more copies. Now, Findaway on the surface would appear to offer higher royalties, but it is not a straightforward comparison with Audible. Findaway will take a 20% share of the sale price of an audiobook, and so 80% is therefore available to the author. If the audiobook sells through Spotify, you'll keep 100% of the sales fee. Findaway does have a royalty share arrangement that brings in the narrator, but it will involve the author or rights holder paying half the narrator's usual production fee and then giving up 20% of the royalties whilst keeping 60% as opposed to their usual 80%. If you don't want to share any royalties, you will have to pay your narrator their full production fee. And by the way, through Findaway, Audible is one of the retailers that is included in the current 40 if you are not already with them. But it will be up to all the retailers, including Audible, to decide whether or not to include your audiobook on their sales forum, so Audible might not. Now, I have had experience of selling a series of audiobooks that I produced initially exclusively through Audible, and the author and I agreed to move them to Findaway later. I found that whilst the number of sales reduced a little through Audible, the reduction was more than compensated for by having them for sale through other Findaway affiliated retailers. Nowhere near all 40 of them, there were less than 10 of the retailers that took up the audiobooks. But nonetheless, the Findaway sales now exceed, slightly, the Audible sales. And whilst promo codes are no longer available from Audible, as I mentioned earlier, under that non-exclusive arrangement, Findaway makes free Spotify codes available to help you promote the audiobook on that platform, in return for a rating. But there is no facility for listeners to leave a written review, only a rating score. So here's that bonus I mentioned earlier. If you have an audiobook currently with Audible on exclusive terms, you can switch to a non-exclusive arrangement with them if, for example, you want to make your audiobook available through Spotify and Findaway Voices, other retailers. The author rights holder will need to contact Audible via email and request to do so, and the narrator will also need to email Audible to confirm that they are content to do so if they produce the work on a royalty share basis. The reason being that because once it is no longer on exclusive terms with Audible, the narrator will stop getting royalties. The way Audible manage this, though, is to take your audiobook off sale altogether for a short period, so you will have to re-upload it. That process will mean that any reviews it has received up to that point will be removed with it. In effect, you're starting from a clean slate, which may be okay if there were some reviews you didn't like, of course. So as a narrator, if you're going to agree to this switch, you'll need the author to either pay you a fee to, in effect, buy out your interest in their audiobook, or you could, as I did, agree with the author to pay you a share of the royalties they receive going forward, both from Audible and from Findaway. If you ask them nicely, I'm sure that they will be happy to let you see the monthly royalty statements from each platform that they receive. So there you go, the pros and cons for having an exclusive arrangement with Audible. And what happens if you want to terminate an existing exclusive arrangement with Audible. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to post them in the notes to this video below, and if you haven't already done so, please remember to give this video a like if you found it useful, and to subscribe to my channel for more regular content on all matters to do with audiobooks. And if you found this video a little bit confusing, because there's quite a lot of information that I imparted here, then do check out the notes to this video below, because there is a summary of all the key points there. So thanks for watching, and as usual, see me again soon. Bye bye for now.